So, hi guys. How you guys doing? So I'm on live today talking about this popular YouTuber by the name of Dymonds So Flawless. And the reason why this has touched me in such a way is because I do have two 20-year-olds. Well, one is about to be 20 and one had just turned 20. And as you all know, like with the Diamonds Flawless situation, a lot of people was bashing her dad and saying like, why was he letting this young man come around if you knew that he was doing this to your daughter? And this video is not to talk negative about that young man because I don't know him, so I can't speak on that situation. But as far as the people bashing her dad, well, why was he tolerating this and why was he tolerating that if he knew that he was hitting on on his child? One, at first I was like, well, why was he? I also was like, why was he letting him come on the trip and why was he letting him do this? Hello. Um, at first I was like, yeah, as a parent, I wouldn't be letting nobody come around my child. You don't put your hands on my child. No, that'll just be a wrap. That's how I looked at it at first. That was my take on it at first. But then when I listened to him more and I listened to Diamond um tell the story, when somebody is being very territorial over you and somebody's being very controlling and very you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you are scared to say no to that person because there is times that where you can take that person could take your life or take the person's life that's telling them no. So that's why he played a lot of different scenarios to his child. It's hard to make comments on a situation that you was not there for. It's hard to say, well, why she waited so late to come out and say this, as it looked like she didn't even want to tell somebody what was going on. Um, far as domestic violence go, I think a lot of people don't know how that work. Domestic violence is very tricky. Sometimes sometimes you could be in a domestic violence situation, don't even know that you're in a domestic violence situation. When you love someone, you get blind to all the signs and all of the red flags. That one tap, you probably think that's a love tap. That one push, you might think, oh, he just overreacting or she just overreacting. That one hit, oh, I just made him mad or I just made her mad. She didn't mean it like that. You don't look at those signs because you start to make excuses for the abuser. You push those signs away. You ignore the signs because that's who you want to be with. That's who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. That's who you're going to protect to the end of time. So when you're in a domestic violence relationship, you're not going to come out to the world and say, oh yeah, such and such hit me. Oh yeah, such and such did this to me. But what I will say is, me watching the videos, now that I go back and watch that young lady videos, you could tell her body language was off in a lot of her videos. And not even just her, him too, the young man, his body language was off, like he was uncomfortable too. But what you can see is he was very in love with her. As for the most part, you can see that she was in love with him. But what I want to say to parents, when your child get into a relationship, a lot of parents, when our kids get into a relationship, we push our kids. If we don't want them to be in a relationship, we will push them in that relationship away. That's the first mistake us as parents do. We just because we don't approve of the relationship, we'll push the kids in the relationship away. When you push your child relationship away, you let their significant other know at this moment they're vulnerable. I'm all you can depend on. We need to stop doing that. When your child is in a relationship, you get to know that relationship like the back of your hand. You invest in your child's relationship. You know the ins and out of that relationship. And a lot of times, us as parents, we don't want to see our kids dating, so we'll just push it away. If your child is going to be dating and you don't agree with who they're dating, at least try to know their relationship. At least try to support your child. You don't have to support the significant other, but try to support your child because This is how we don't know if somebody's hitting our child or not. This is how we don't know if our child is going through something, because once we don't like who our children are with, we just push the relationship away. So they're not comfortable with opening up with us because we done pushed the whole relationship away. And that's why Diamond and her dad is so close like that, because he's very invested in his child. He's very invested in his child. So she was comfortable to go to her dad with this situation. And that right there was an eye opener to me. Like, you know, even though he's getting bashed, his daughter is showing y'all, this is who I believe in. This is who I trust. And there's so many people that I done seen, me, myself as one. I felt like if Sam didn't get the person I want her to date, I don't accept that. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We have to learn to accept who they're going to be with, even if we think that they're bad for each other. We have to let our children know we have your back no matter what. I'm not washing my hands with my child just because I don't like who the person she's dating or who the person he's dating. Because I always want my kids to know, if something's going on in your relationship, you can come talk to me. When I was her age, I was in a full blown relationship, and it was an abusive relationship. And by me and my mom not being close because I left home so early, I wasn't comfortable enough to tell my mom this. I wasn't comfortable to talk to my mom about somebody jumping on me. I wasn't comfortable to tell her, oh, well, this person did this to me. I just dealt with it, and I covered up for that person for a very long time. For a very, very long time. My mom started learning what happened in that relationship maybe like 7 years ago. And that was many, many years ago. And my mom, when she started hearing what was going on, she had tears in her eyes. Like, you know how you feel like, wow, my daughter was going through this without me even knowing. Parents, pay attention to the signs. If your daughter or son is withdrawn from you, not coming around a lot because they're in a relationship, barely calling you, the situation is just weird. That's not normal. That's not a normal situation. That's a controlling situation. Because if you was family oriented before this relationship, and then all of a sudden you get into this new relationship, and then they don't come around, that's a controlling situation. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. If you notice that your son or daughter is with somebody that's controlling, yes, you want to stay close to them. Yes, you want to be like their best friend. And yes, you want to befriend the boyfriend or the girlfriend that your kids are with, because you want to earn their trust so you can know what's going on when they're going through problems. You want that your child's boyfriend or girlfriend to come to you too when they're going through a problem.
Time out. Time out. Hi guys. I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Haven't seen you people in a while on a live. When the last time I've been on a live?
I don't know.
Been fake. But yeah, listen to Mama Gas Cam. I don't really know what she's talking about. I just know she's talking about supporting each other in a relationship.
I just
Which
feel it's about
sounds.
this young girl named Flawless,
I edged my shoulders,
and
guys.
her dad is. They was giving her dad a lot of backlash about him. I guess allegedly a guy was supposed to have been putting his hands on his daughter, but he still was letting the guy come around. But he said he was playing it smooth. He didn't want nothing to happen to his daughter.
I kind of feel him on that.
You're gonna play
But
along with a lot of stuff.
but eventually you gotta step in and like let them know that enough is enough
I
as
feel
a
like one
father.
time you put your hands on my child.
But I'm
That's
gonna let her continue the story for you guys, cause I don't know much going on. But bye, guys.
it's just a lot. Us as parents, we we give up on our kids too easy when they don't do something that we don't agree with. And I don't think I would ever be that parent that push my kids out of the way because I don't agree with who they talk to. I don't think I ever will be that parent. And this was to the parents, not the teens. And I don't know that young man, because the young man and the young lady, they did look like a happy couple and they did look positive. So I will not ever speak on a child negatively. I don't care how old they is. Under me, that's a child. Um, so do I think that the dad should be getting backlash? No. He did what he thought he had to do to protect his child. It's so many people that lose their lives to domestic violence. And you be you'll be shocked of how close it is in the community. It's not a black community, white community, Mexican community, Philippine, any it's in all communities. People feelings get the best of them, and they just let their feelings just run wild. And they do things before thinking. And sometimes we have to step back and gather our thoughts and become clearer before we react. Um, social media will be will social media is another thing that break people down because people are so harsh in the comments. People will tear you down and people will speculate what they think is going on, and that would crush a person. You don't know what it's like to be in a domestic violence relationship. You don't know what it's like to be to be a part of an abusive relationship. You just don't know. It's a dark place. You feel like you have no one but the person that's abusing you to talk to. Because guess what? When you get in abused, 9 times out of 10, you're in a closed situation, and that is the person you normally depend on and lean on. So they're not the reason why they're comfortable with hitting on you because they know you're not going to tell because they know you only depend on this person and that trust. Because I'm pretty sure if you're in a family oriented family and your family is very involved, and I can't even say that because it seems like the girl Diamond family is very involved. It's just people know when you're going to tell and people know when you're not going to tell. And we have to be comfortable within ourselves to tell somebody that somebody's hitting us. I used to get hit on so much in my previous relationship and in the past when my very first relationship, to the point where I thought it was normal, and I would make up excuses for that person. The person I'm with now don't believe in hitting on women because he watched somebody do it to somebody in his family. So he wouldn't ever do that. And I respect him. And I respect him to allow my kids to grow up without abuse in our home. I respect that. I respect that Sam Tay cannot ever, or Destiny or Baby Gas Cam cannot ever come on this camera and say, I seen this person do this to my mom. Because we respect our kids, we respect our relationship, and we respect one another to not physically hurt you. Um, but parents get put in a weird situation when their kids are in abusive relationships. What would you do if one of your daughters was in an abusive relationship?
I'm going to abuse that guy that's abusing my child.
That's not. You're gonna try to remove your
Child from the situation.
But you know what? They won't leave until they're ready though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by people wash their hands when people don't leave the person when they're ready.
Sometimes they have to learn on that, bump their head on their own.
You're not gonna leave until you're ready because guess what? Many people came to get me. Many people tried to let me see the light. But honey, I was one to stay in the dark until I was ready to see the light. And that is really true. They're not gonna leave until they're ready. That's a true saying. That's not made up. You have to wake up and say, this is enough. And I'm so proud of that young lady. If what she's saying is true, she knew that one last time was enough. At 18, she walked away with no child or anything. Now she could live her life as a normal 18-year-old. But it's us parents that give up so quick when we don't agree with who our kids, talking to. We will push them kids away. We will close the door on them because they're with somebody that we don't agree with. And guess what? That's showing their boyfriend or girlfriend, now you're vulnerable. Now you could depend on me. You know, just because I don't like you, don't mean you're going to have control over my child. Because I'm going to always be there, just like her shadow, popping up whenever she need me. I might not like you, but you won't know that. You know, that's a difference. I'm not going to show. My child might not know that I don't like you. You know? Because all that's going to do is push them away. Us as parents, we got to pay attention to them signs. That's not normal if your child was close to you and they just stop calling, or they just stop coming around, or their grades are slipping, or they're just not being themselves. Something is going on in that new relationship. Right or wrong.
Right.
Domestic domestic violence is no joke. It can be covered up. It's like makeup. You learn to professionally cover it up. Like she said, they had got into the altercation, went down there and started filming. That's true. It can happen, and you will cover it up so quick. Like you could be fighting, and somebody knock on the door. Y'all gonna act like everything was okay. Trust me, I know. I've been there. It just become a normal thing. Like, okay, we just fought, so what's for dinner? You don't want to live a life like that. You know what I mean? Like the first time, leave. The first time, leave. And I can't. The reason why I'm not bashing the young man, because we don't know what happened and we don't know the truth of what happened. You know, so that's not fair to be like he's an abuser and he's an abuser, or he's wrong. But I do feel like her daddy, yes, I'm okay. Her daddy took a lot of backlash because he knew that the young man was jumping on his daughter, but he still was letting him come around because he was trying to move him out. You see, hear me out. He was trying to move him out cautiously because they said he was controlling. They didn't want him to do nothing to the daughter.
Right.
So he thought that out well.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that out well. Like, because she could have been dead. Or he could have killed himself if he felt like he couldn't have her.
Right.
So let's just play along with it. As long as he don't hit you again. I at first I was like, he weird for letting his daughter. But then I thought about it you have to think about it as a parent. You know how many parents play along with something so nothing can happen to their child?
Right. Yeah, they definitely do.
Huh?
Sometimes that's a safe way to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can spiral out of control.
It's parents then got their lives taken because a boyfriend or girlfriend think you're the reason why I can't be with this person. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta look at that in all different angles. Please get what do she want? Okay, y'all, really. So that abusive relationship goes a long way.
Why you just do that?
What? So yeah, that's my take on parents. Pay more attention to who your children are with. You have to pay more attention. And like my kids, they think, oh, you guys are nosy. No, I need to know who you dated and what this person is like. Something happened to you. What I'm supposed to say? Well, I don't know. They just start dating them. I don't know what the person like. You gonna say something?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I gotta read the last comment. Don't get heated. This frustrating for all of us. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's so frustrating. It's just, as a parent, you just, I just looked at her father and I was like, he's hurt. He's hurt as a parent. And you just read the comments and people was just being so rude and disrespectful. But put yourself in that place and somebody hitting on your child.
Right.
The police, yeah, they can come and arrest him, but he'll be out in what, 1 or 2 days? So then when you done made him mad and please don't think restraining orders stop people from coming around. I feel like he did play it the best way he could. I feel like, it's so many, an abusive relationship don't just mean for a woman either. That can go both ways. Both ways. Trust me. Tr- I got a one day I got a story time for y'all. For y'all will knock y'all socks off. And this is with a man. You know, with a man. And this person kept going back to this person, kept going back to this person, to the point to where we just stopped leaving this. We left this person alone because we like, you must don't value your life. But abusive relationship can go two ways. I know when I was in an abusive relationship, I was in a dark place. I covered up a lot of things. I hid a lot of things. I didn't have self worth. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't care as long as this person was happy, and that's all that mattered. That's all that mattered when I was in an abusive relationship. And people would try to take me to the side and tell me, you deserve more. I did not want to hear that positive talk. All I wanted to hear was people tell me, that's who I need to be with. And until one day, knock, knock came on my, I knocked on my own head and said, wake up. Is this what you want? You know, people hide abusive relationship for a very long time because you become used to that. And when you're young, you think, oh, this is love. This is love. Parents, when your kids are acting unusual, we need to start becoming what I keep saying, the old parenting, where we're really close with our kids and stop letting social media raise our kids. You know? Well, like half the time, parents don't even know who their kids in a relationship with. You know what I mean? You didn't used to have that back in the days. You used to know who your kids was in a relationship with. I'm just saying, like this, parents, we need to start paying attention. We need to get closer with our daughters. Fathers, we need to get closer with our sons. We need to teach young men that putting your hands on a woman is not the right way to go. We need to teach our daughters that they can come and talk to us about anything. Just because we don't agree with everything you do, don't mean we don't accept it. You know, we might not agree with everything, but we're gonna love you just the same. We're not gonna parents, we need to stop pushing our kids away when they're with somebody that we do not like. This is why a lot of young women get abused because they feel like they don't have other family and they don't come talk to us because they say you're not gonna care anyway because you hate him anyway or you hate her anyways. We need to pay more attention to our children. This abuse is at an all-time high. That's the coolest thing to do now. It's in all the rap songs. You know what I mean? It's everywhere. We have to pay more attention with who's in our kids' life. We have to. And my prayers go out to anybody that's affected with abuse. Um, there's so many numbers out there to get help. Talk to somebody. Um, get out the relationship before it's too late. And when I mean too late, before somebody lose their life or somebody go to jail for something tr- tremendously dangerous, just get out of the relationship before you become not you again. When I talk about these type of topics, I get shook up and my voice get rattly because I go back in time to when I was going through it. And it's just like you take those lickings and you get right back up and you start your day all over. I'm so glad that I haven't went through that in many, 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 many years. Many years. I do have a stand up guy. I mean, a stand up guy. But anybody out there that's going through this, please get help. Please walk away. Please tell somebody. Do not feel like you have to keep that in by yourself. Somebody's going to listen to you and somebody's going to offer you the help that you need. And that's all I have to say to you guys. Have a blessed Saturday and just believe in yourself. And this was to the parents. Parents, please pay attention to the signs that your kids are giving you. Please become closer with your children when they're dating people that you don't like. Please. Please don't push your kids away. Have a good day.